Washington football fans, you got some more hope coming your way. The football team has re-signed Taylor Heinicke to a 2-year, $8.75 million contract. Um, we don't know if he's going to be the starting quarterback because they still have Alex Smith for 2 more years. So we don't know who's going to start as quarterback for them. I'm sure they'll come up with a decision sooner or later, and if we do, we'll be more than happy to report on that. Um, I think this is a good one because it took Taylor Heinicke less than a couple of games to develop as a quarterback. He took over at Dwayne Haskins' spot when Dwayne Haskins was benched in their loss against Carolina. He took over that, and then he went toe to toe with Tom Brady. Mind you, this dude came up from the practice squad and went toe to toe with Tom Brady and practically outdueled him, even though his team lost. Not a lot of quarterbacks can say that. Not a lot of youngins can say that. And this was written by John Keane. He's an ESPN staff writer. Mario, let me start off with this one. All right, I know this is your guy, but I want to start this one off by saying congratulations to him and the Washington football team, and good luck to them both. Personally, I think he needs a little bit more time to develop. I know he went toe to toe with Tom Brady. That's just one game. You feel me? Like, how do you know that's going to translate to another game? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he needs just a little bit more time, and I like how the football team is giving him that two years to give him the chance to develop as a quarterback. Now, can he be good as a starting quarterback? Absolutely. Anybody can be good at anything if you set your mind to it. But again, we don't know if he's going to keep that starting role or if Alex Smith is going to come back to lead their team. Because Alex Smith is still a good quarterback. He's got like a year. He's got some time left in him. I can't tell you how many years, but I know he's got time left in him. So I don't know if he's going to be the backup or the starter. But the football team didn't pay him too much, so that's good in case if they thought he was going to be something big, and they gave him like $30 million contract, and then boom, he ended up becoming this boss. It's a good idea they didn't pay him all this kinds of money. So I like that. I also like how, like I said, they give him 2 years to prove himself, and I think that's more than enough time to prove yourself as a quarterback. Yeah, you went toe to toe with Tom Brady, but use that as your motivation. You feel me? Like you went toe to toe with one of the greatest quarterbacks, or actually the greatest quarterback of all time. Use that as your motivation. Use that as your lessons moving forward. That this is why I did right. This is why I did aggressively. Let me apply that to my game plan in the future. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that's what he does. I hope he has a very successful career in Washington. Congratulations to Taylor Heinicke and the football team, and now I'll give it over to you, Mario.
Well, first, I'm going to start off right there. Congratulations to Taylor Heinicke on getting a pretty decent extension from the Washington football team. This is a win-win for everybody. Let me explain why. Okay. First of all, we're going to point to the quarterbacks. Okay. We're going to talk about Kyle Allen, Steve Montez, and Alex Smith, especially. Taylor Heinicke getting that extension, that should be used as motivation to be even better than what you were last year. That's number one. Number two, Taylor Heinicke gets that contract. Like you said, it's not too big, and I absolutely agree. Now he gets to prove. Now he can use that to prove, like, hey, look, I'm worth a bigger contract. I'm worth to be the main guy. And, we all love Alex Smith's story, and we all know that's like going to be the comeback in sports history. But Taylor Heinicke's out for that starting job. But then again, you're behind Alex Smith, who's a very good quarterback, and it's a learning experience, like obviously for these 2 years, you might be behind Alex Smith, but you're going to learn a lot from him. You know what I'm saying? Because Alex Smith has been in the game for a very long time. So that's even a plus right there too. As for the Washington football team, if Alex Smith does decide to retire anytime within the 2 years, or he decides I don't want to rejoin with Washington, they have Taylor Heinicke ready to go. And I absolutely agree with everything that you said. The number one thing in the NFL, I believe, is health and consistency. You know what I'm saying? Well, longevity and consistency, to be more specific. You can go up against Tom Brady one-on-one for one game and beat him, but can you do it every game? Can you do it most of the games? Can you hang in there with him? I know he didn't beat him, but can you hang in there with him? And obviously we've seen it with players where they went toe to toe with a great, and then they ended up paling out. For instance, Brock Osweiler. He had a nice his first career game against Tom Brady. He beats him. After that, he hasn't been the same. He wasn't the same quarterback since. Cam Newton had a great 2015 season. After that, just started taking it downhill. Matt Ryan, another guy, had a great MVP season. Since then, Falcons haven't really been doing nothing. Jimmy Garoppolo had a great 2019-2020. next season he gets hurt. Like, so I mean, longevity and consistency is everything. And I mean, Taylor Heinicke used to be a Viking, so like when he was doing this stuff for Washington, I wasn't surprised because I've seen it in the preseason. He was a great quarterback in preseason. But then again, I understand what you're saying. It's the preseason, and Taylor Heinicke was getting his degree online because he didn't think he was going to start. He was ever going to be a starter in the NFL. But I will say this: Taylor Heinicke did an absolutely amazing job in that game, and it's up to Taylor Heinicke now to prove that he belongs. You know what I'm saying? That this is going to be his full-time job now. And obviously, 2 years down the line, we don't know what the QB situation is going to look like. Every year it's different. So you never know what Taylor Heinicke's future will hold. But I mean, with that being said, Taylor Heinicke, I mean, I expect good things out of him. You know what I'm saying? He had a great game. I expect him to keep that consistency up. Am I saying I'm expecting him to be a Hall of Famer or like win MVP or anything like that? No. What I'm expecting him to be a very good QB in this league and maybe even a potential starter in the league for years to come. So with that being said, congratulations to Taylor Heinicke and the Washington football team, and best of luck to them.